morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles hosting the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And it is going to be a game of playoff implications as both teams have aspirations of the playoffs. Right now, the Fighters sitting in second place in the Pacific League as they are 10 games behind the Hawks, but have a healthy 4.5 game lead over the third place Chibalote Marines. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are on the outside looking in. They're at 17.5 back of the Hawks, but only 3 back of the Marines. And so they have the most games in hand as they've played 125. The Marines have played the most games, period. They're at 130 games played, whereas the Fighters are at 127. So the Eagles can, with a win today, be able to gain some ground on the ones that they are chasing. It looks all but over for the Oryx Buffaloes, who are 23 games back of the Hawks. That means that they are 5.5 back of the Eagles. And of course, the Saitama Cebu Lions did something last night. They won a game, and that the importance of that was as they have avoided 100 losses this season. Well, those are your information on the standings in the Pacific League. And now we're going to give you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game between these two clubs. Leading off and playing in left field is number 53, Shin Mizutani. Batting second at third base is number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Batting third and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Batting in the fifth spot and playing second base is number 38, Kazunori Ishii. Hitting sixth in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. And batting seventh at shortstop is number 43, Tatsumi Mizuno. Heading eighth in his center field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. And they're going to be facing the right-hander, number 11, Takayuki Kishi, who takes to the hill with a 4-10 record for the Golden Eagles. The veteran right-hander has worked 112 innings. He's allowed 122 hits, 42 runs, 38 have been earned. And he's posted an earned run average of 3.05. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Fighters. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and playing in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Hitting second at second base is number 0, Hirota Kobakata. Batting third in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. In the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 3, Hideto Asamura. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 55, Yuma Yasuda. Hitting sixth in left field is number 39, Yukiya Ito. Hitting seventh at first base is number 48, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Batting eighth at shortstop is number 66, Itsuki Moribayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 70, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. And they are going to be facing Shona Kanamura, who takes to the hill tonight. Well, those are your lineups, and we're ready to get this one underway right on cue as the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman of the Golden Eagles, Asamura, and he fires to first. And we've got one up and one away here as Mizutani is in the books for out number 1. It is a Monday game in Japan, a rare game for us here as we don't do a lot of, obviously there's not a lot of Monday games. We got Manny Mike in the house. He says, who do you like better in this one? Well, the Fighters certainly are better, but I think that the Golden Eagles playing at home here might point the needle in their direction. There's a fastball that just misses inside for a ball that counts 1-0 to Kotaro Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya batting .305 on the season, 12 homers and 45 runs driven in. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kishi, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. Our resident Fighter fan, Zay, is in the house today. We appreciate you, Zay, for hanging in here with us. We're going to do these same two teams last night, but the rains got the best of it as that they were the winner. The rainfall was the winner in last night's affair as there was a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Tatsumi, and he's there to make the catch. And Kiyomiya is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the Fighters, and that's going to leave it all up to Franmil Reyes. Well, for Reyes, he's hitting .290 on the season. He's really been picking it up. I mean, you go back a couple of months ago and he was languishing around the .220 mark. 19 homers and 53 runs batted in for the big fella. as he waits on the first offering from Kishi, and it is a breaking ball, misses down and away. At one stretch, he had a 25-game hit streak, which was the longest of any import player in Fighters history. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count goes even to 1-1. Friend Jeremy Orr in the house tonight as well, checking in. Appreciate you for being here, and all of those who pop in to listen to the game between the Fighters and the Golden Eagles as well. Right-hander Kishi rocking into the windup and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, got into the hands, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Reyes. Full slate of games across the NPB tonight, and we will keep you updated as those happen. Some of the games are starting now, and some will go off at the top of the hour, and there's a breaking ball that is swung on and foul tip, says the home plate umpire, as Franmil Reyes will have another life. I'm not so sure if it was tipped or not, but the home plate umpire said so it must be true. This game here and the one at the Balluna Dome between the Marines and the Lions are underway. All the rest of the games go off at the top of the hour. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted in deep left field. This ball is trouble, looking up, and it is gone. A home run for Franmil Reyes to open the scoring here in the first inning. I got to tell you, he golfed that one, pulled it off his shoe tops, and yanked it into the stands. You got to say, Takayuki Kishi can't be disappointed. That pitch must have been about 6 inches off the ground, and he absolutely obliterated it over the left field wall. And the Fighters are out in front here, 1-0 in the top of the first inning. As we said, the hot-hitting Reyes just continues to swing the bat. Not only do I think is he going to have a job next year in the NPB if he wants it, it could be a multiple-year job. Well, good for the Franimal. Well, that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So fireworks early here in the first inning for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters as the 0-1 is on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on and line foul over down the right field line, and the count goes to 0-2. Yeah, the Franimal has been something else, and getting to see him in person, he's a big man, as we know, as you can see on the video screens, but in person, he's even bigger. Here's the 0-2. Fastball swung on, jam job, popped up over on the third base side. The catcher, Ishihara, underneath it, and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. But the Fighters open the scoring here in the first inning on a solo shot by Franmil Reyes. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of the first inning. Your score is the Fighters won, the Eagles, no Eagles coming to bat. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys here in just a couple moments. We'll see you guys when you return. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We've got ourselves a early 1-0 lead here for the Fighters, and it is going to be the right-hander taking to the hill. It'll be Kanamura who will take to the hill here for the Fighters, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Hang tight. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Yuya Ogo, Hirota Kobakata, and Ryosuke Tatsumi to come to bat here in the bottom of the first. Our friend Jeremy Orr says, how much is the channel membership and what kind of perks do you have? Well, it ranges from, I think, 99 cents to, I don't know how many dollars a month. And, I have to be honest with you, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on, and this ball is driven into deep right field, moving back onto the warning track, looking up, and this game is tied. A solo shot right off the bat by Yuya Ogo. What a way to respond if you're an Eagles fan, as the Eagles have tied it up on the first pitch they see here in the bottom of the first inning. Balls are flying all over the place, as it looks like it's souvenir home run night in Tohoku. We've got ourselves a 1-1 ball game. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth that Ogo, what he was doing at the plate this year, and he absolutely obliterates the pitch into the right field stands. And we got fireworks on Monday afternoon in Tohoku. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Hirota Kobakata. And for Kobakata, he stands in and he takes a first pitch breaking ball outside. The count's 1-0. Kobakata hitting .233. He's got 1 homer and 18 RBIs. Certainly the top two hitters in the order, not known for their power as much as they are for their speed. And there's a ground ball struck back up the middle. And it is also Kobakata being a bit of an assassin, as he's hit the pitcher in the right knee with the comebacker. And he's telling the trainers that he's all right. Don't even waste your time coming out. But that ball was deflected off of the pitcher over to the shortstop. And that is going to suck a little bit for him. But he might have got it in a decent spot. Maybe it looked like it was on the outside part of the leg. Lucky for him, wasn't in the kneecap or anything of that nature. So that is got Kobakata at first. That brings Ryosuke Tatsumi to the plate. I'll come back to you in a minute, Jeremy, and to everybody. We'll talk about the memberships here for a second. So as the runner is at first base, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So the starter already here, Kanemaru, anything he has thrown for a strike, the Eagles have hit. And anything that's not been a strike, they've taken for a ball. And they've hit hard. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, fastball swung on it, is popped up on the infield. It's playable. It's on the left side. Camping out underneath it is the third baseman, Kiyomiya. Battles the wind a little bit, but he's able to put that one away as Tatsumi's in the books for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Well, for Asamura, he's hitting .248 on the year, 14 homers and 53 runs driven in. He has seen some steady decline in the last couple of seasons with his play, has Asamura, as he is getting a little bit on here in years. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. The Golden Eagles made the decision to move him over to third base permanently. As he has been the second baseman the last couple of years, he has lost a bit of a step. So 1 ball and no strikes. I think of the other second baseman, Shogo Nakamura of the Marines, who's been moved over to the hot corner. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third. They go to second for 1, back to first. And that's going to be a fighter's double play. That's going to go in the books as a 5-4-3 variety. And that is going to end it here in the top of the first. But the Eagles respond right back on a solo shot by Yuya Ogo. They got 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Fighters here in their half of the second inning. It'll be Kazunori Ishii, Chusei Manami, and Tatsumi Mizuno, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Each team traded home runs in the first inning, as this game has got off to a cracking start. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ishii. Ishii hitting .243 on the season, 4 homers and 18 runs batted in. As it is a breaking ball swung on, it is sliced down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, but it is just going to slice into foul territory, and the count now goes quickly to 0-2 on Ishii. Defensively tonight, for the Eagles, from left to right field, it is Ito in left. The center fielder is Tatsumi, and the right fielder is Ogo. As Kishi rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count is 1-2. Around the horn from first to third, Watanabe is at first. It is Kobakata at second, the shortstop Murray Biashi with the third baseman of Asamura. Kishi and Ishihara is the battery. And there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kishi rocking into the windup. He kicks and he fires, and it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the first baseman, Watanabe. And that is going to retire Ishii for the first out of the inning. He hit that ball hard, but it didn't have a spot to get through. He took about 1 step out of the batter's box, and then that was about it. Slammed on the brakes and goes right back to the dugout. So 1 gone here, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. And Chusei Manami, well, he strides to the plate. He's batting .246 on the year, 17 homers and 56 runs driven in. And the pitch is a breaking ball down, and the count is 1-0. So in constructing the lineup for the Fighters, and hey, listen, who is to criticize Shinjo here, as he's done a great job this year, is they're more than likely going to get them to the playoffs. As the breaking ball misses down, it's now 2-0. But I look at a guy like Franmil Reyes, I look at Gunji, I look at Manami, and here you've got Kazunori Ishii stuck in the middle of those guys. I figured you maybe try to run them back to back to back, even with Kitaro Kiyomiya, as that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 2-1. They're going to have to pitch to somebody, and it's hard to pitch around people when you've got them all bunched together with some of those guys who've got pop in the stick. But Manami's been all over the batting order this year. I think he's hit pretty much in every spot in the batting order, 1 through 9. Here's the 2-1. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. The count's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Manami at the plate here as he gets himself settled in, as the right-hander Kishi rocks himself into the windup. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is swung on, and it is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mizuno waits his turn on deck as the Fighters here batting in their top of the second inning. The right-hander rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and it's tapped foul right into the catcher, Ishihara. Oh boy, he's down on the ground on all 4s. Now, if there's a time for the trainer to be running out, this would probably be the occasion for it. And that's exactly where it is there, as that ball, as we said, was fouled away. And all you can kind of do is console him here. It was a breaking ball that was down. The pitch was down, and it came up, and you can see it right there, right in the family jewels. So that is going to leave a mark, I'm sure, as he is down on all 4s. Anytime you get hit there, you definitely need a little bit of a breather. The home plate umpire sure can appreciate that as well. He's still there on 1D in, still given a little bit of time to collect his breath. So just to go back to our friend Jeremy Orr was talking about the channel memberships. Jeremy asked the question, and I said, well, I think they're anywhere from 99 cents a month to, I think, $15 a month, something like that, $20 a month. And to be honest with you, a lot of people, they support the channel. Our friend Zay has been a member at one point in time or another. Rather than just donating a super chat or something like that, if that's what you care to do, we suggest join the channel as a membership. And then that way there you can see things. We have a few videos up there and there's some information and some links, but I have to be honest with you too and tell you that we haven't really been promoting the memberships at this point yet. I haven't really decided what direction we're going to go. Here we go back to the action, and the fastball is delivered to Manami. It is swung on. This ball is driven into deep left center field, and this ball is gone. All 3 runs in the game here in the second inning have come via the home run, and Chusei Manami has put the Fighters back on top with a solo shot here in the top of the second. So fireworks here, as there's been 3 solo shots in the first inning and a half, 2 for the Fighters and 1 for the Eagles. And we've got ourselves a 2-1 ball game now here for the Fighters. The ball was absolutely obliterated into left center field. It had to be probably about a half a dozen rows back, but it was in one of the deeper parts of the ballpark. As the pitch is delivered to Mizuno, and it's a breaking ball that messes up, and the count is 1-0. Katsumi Mizuno batting here. He's hitting .221, 5 homers and 31 runs driven in. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So if you came here looking for a pitcher's duel today, you're probably already disappointed, as this game here has had plenty of offense already. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Ito, and he's going to be there to make the catch as he calls off the shortstop, Murray Biashi. So that is going to put 2 away here. And that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. I'll have to do a double check. I'm pretty sure that's Matsumoto stepping into the box. I don't know if there's been any late changes or not. Nope, that's Go Matsumoto. So here we go. So he's hitting .237 on the year, 1 homer and 16 RBIs. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. Matsumoto, as we said, hitting .237, and you think he's just a couple of years removed from winning the Pacific League batting championship. So certainly not giving the numbers that they had 2 seasons ago, as that fastball was swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. And Jeremy says he's thinking of joining. Well, even if it's for 99 cents a month, and if you don't like it after a month, you can always tap out. But as I said, sometimes people will donate to the channel, and I said, we'll put things up there from time to time. But I have to be honest, I really haven't decided yet where we're going to head with that direction. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fielded by Murray Biashi. He throws to first. It's going to be a ground out 6-3, and that will retire Matsumoto for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Fighters get that run back. It was a solo shot by Manami. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning is the Fighters 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the designated hitter, Yuma Yasuda, to lead it off here. He'll be followed by Yukiya Ito and Yoshiaki Watanabe. That's the one thing with the Golden Eagles, too. We've seen a lot of new faces in the lineup over the last little bit. It's a changing of the guard sometimes when you change the managers. First pitch fastball, take it for a called strike. Counts 0-1. They from last season to this year, obviously with the new manager running the ship, as the breaking ball is swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 0-2. You'll be able to get the players or start bringing players in that, and changing players around. So Yasuda batting .300. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs on the season. We saw him play earlier in the week, and he had himself a couple of good ball games. And there's a fastball that he swings at and fouls away. One of the things I will say about Yasuda is, opposed to some of the other Japanese players, this guy is built. He's got some pythons hanging off his shoulders. He's got a pretty good set of muscle structure, which sometimes you don't always see or is always pronounced from the Japanese players. There's a fastball that swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 0-2. But this guy here has got a pretty good baseball physique. So no balls and 2 strikes, but he also has got some of the biggest set of glasses I think I've seen in a while for a ball player at any level. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the righty kicks and delivers. It's a check swing that's down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. They say he didn't go. That is going to keep the count at 0-2 on Yasuda. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yasuda again digging back in, ready to get the offering here from the right-hander. As Kanemaru kicks and delivers. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman Kiyomiya, who throws to first, and that's going to retire Yasuda on a ground out 5-3. So 1 up and 1 down here in the second, and that is going to bring up the left fielder Yukiya Ito. Defensively tonight for the Fighters, from left to right field, it is Mizutani and left, the center fielders Matsumoto with the right fielder Manami. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Gunji at first. The second baseman is Ishii. The shortstop is Murray Biashi, and the third baseman Kiyomiya, with the battery of Kanemaru and Tamiya. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Ito. Our friend Jeremy Packett in, he says he'll listen in the morning. Well, we appreciate you for stopping in there, Jeremy. Maybe we'll catch you on the flip side as we call games during the week. We'll catch you in the middle of the night. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right center field. Moving in on it is Manami, and he is there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Ito for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Well, for Watanabe, he's batting .262 on the season. He's got no homers and 7 runs batted in. He gets himself dug into the batter's box here, batting from the left side against the right-hander Kanemaru. And Kanemaru kicks and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, we will be back on the airwaves all this week. We'll be doing the games in the middle of the night. So be sure to check in with us again. As that fastball misses outside, the count now goes to 2-0. Just really haven't decided which games we're going to call. We haven't really perused over the schedule quite yet to make a determination as to what might work best for not our schedule, but in terms of watching games with playoff implications. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 on Watanabe. So it's a little bit more interesting race in the Central League as 3 teams are really battling it out. It looks like the Giants have kind of put a little bit of separation between them and the rest. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. But just speculating with the Tuesday games, I would probably say more than likely we would probably do the Tohoku Chiba game, as those are the 2 teams chasing one another. So that would probably make the most sense And we would stay with it on a Wednesday, of course, because if the Golden Eagles could sweep the Marines, oh boy, we'd have a whole new race. And there's a fastball taken on the inside corner. Oh, Watanabe couldn't believe it. And he is going to go down on strikes for the third out here in inning number 2 as he watches that one go by. 3 up and 3 down here for the Eagles in their half of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the third inning. Your score is the Fighters 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
That's right, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the third inning. It is 2-1 for the Fighters, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order to come to face the starter Takayuki Kishi. That means it's Tamiya, Muzutani, and Kiyomiya. The first pitch is a two-seam fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tamiya hitting in the 9th spot tonight, batting .280 with 3 homers and 29 runs batted in. As there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yua Tamiya. Kishi ready to go again. He rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There's another breaking ball that is sliced foul down the left field line, and the count remains to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tamiya has had some good runs this year. He's cooled off quite a bit, as he was really hot in the middle part of the season, as that ball is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. He's been catching pretty much regular for the Fighters. Some of the other Fighter catchers, obviously Ariel Martinez can catch. He hasn't done so much this season, as there was a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 0-2. But Tori Fushimi has not had as much opportunity, and Yuya Gunji has been operating in other areas, such as first base tonight. So Tamiya getting the lion's share lately, as there's a very slow breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. So 6 pitches in, and everything has been strikes or foul balls here to Tamiya, as Kishi is busy attacking the zone. Here comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is going to be lined into center field for a hit. And Tamiya is going to be aboard here with a leadoff single to start the third inning. That'll bring up the top of the order in Shin Mizutani. And for Mizutani, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the third baseman his first and only time up. I want to thank and welcome everybody into the stream tonight who have popped in. It is the rare Monday baseball in Japan, so Sunday night in North America. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight. Mizutani, who comes to the plate 0 for 1. He had grounded out to third his first and only time up to begin the ball game. He squares the bunt, pulls back, and takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Japanese baseball from the NPB, as it is professional baseball in Japan, that we like to call most of the nights of the week when we can. And so usually that is the weekends, but lately it has been in the middle of the week as well. Here comes the pitch, but instead they throw over to first base, and diving back is Tamiya. So no balls and one strike. A catcher, Ishihara, gives his signs to the pitcher, Kishi, as the 0-1 is set to be delivered. And here's the pitch. Fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and two strikes. Last pitch looked like a two-seam fastball. Kishi has some backdoor run on his pitches, and so he does predominantly throw the two-seamer. His breaking ball is a loopy one, and he really mixes the speeds on it. It's not something that it's a wipeout type slider, but so much as it is a breaking pitch. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and that's a good stop there by the catcher, Ishihara. So 1 ball and 2 Mizutani. And as we said, as the games go on and so on and so forth, and we get closer to the playoffs, we'll call more games all frequently right up to the playoffs and in through the playoffs. And it'll be culminated with the Japan series at the end, as the 1-2 pitch is ready to be delivered. As the offer's on its way, it's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. I'm not sure what Mizutani was looking for. That was a fastball middle away. That's what you want to look for when you've got yourself with 2 strikes on you, and he is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya, as he strides to the plate, 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown to center field his only trip up. He's really enjoyed himself a nice season. This is almost in some ways, I'd like to think, a statement season for him. 12 homers, 45 RBIs as he's batting .304. First pitch, fastball down. There goes the runner down to second base. The throw is not going to be in time. And Tamiya has got himself a stolen base. That is going to be number 9 on the season. He runs pretty good for a catcher, so that's number 9 in the books. That last pitch, I didn't see if that was a ball or a strike. I'm pretty sure it was a ball. But we'll have to wait to see what the home plate umpire had to say. It is ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kiyomiya. Right-hander against the left-hander, as Kishi ready to go again. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And it's on its way. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. Pretty sure that was split finger, or it may have been a changeup, because that is something that Kishi throws, much like the Fukuoka pitcher Atsu the other night. Throws a lot of change pieces, and you sometimes don't always see that with a lot of the pitchers in the NPB. It's certainly a fastball, breaking ball league with a lot of split fingers mixed in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 as Kiyomiya turns in disgust, not happy with that call. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And one would have to think that Kishi would want to try to take care of Kiyomiya here, because Reyes is looming on deck. And here comes the 1-2 offering as Kishi kicks and fires. That pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'm also curious to see how they're going to manage pitching to Franmil Reyes the rest of the way here. Maybe if there's nobody on, throw to him. But with runners on base, you got to be really delicate with the big guy. And one to benefit here with Reyes hitting in the 3 spot is Kiyomiya. He'll see a few more pitches to hit, one would think, as the 2-2 is on the way. Here comes the offering. Kishi fires. It's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Kobakata fields it as he moves into the 4 hole. fields it and throws to first, and that's going to be a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Franmil Reyes. So the runner does advance over to third, does Tamiya, and Reyes striding to the plate. So again, you've got a situation. How do you want to pitch to Reyes? He did golf that ball up. He's just swinging such a hot stick right now, the big fella. As we said, this has been going on for about 6-7 weeks now. He pulled his average up from basically not much to where he's hitting now 293. That home run in the first inning was his 20th of the campaign. So Reyes here, ready to face the right-hander Kishi as he works himself to the belt. Here comes the offering now. As he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So Franmil Reyes really able to do his deal. 1 ball and no strikes here to the big man. Kishi again looking at the catcher Ishihara for his sign, working himself to the set. Here comes the 1-0. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And for Kishi, he's a veteran. He's been around this game a long time. So, he's going to be able to figure out how he wants to pitch the Franimal. So as I mentioned, in terms of the games during the week that we're going to keep our eye on, obviously the Marines and the game between Chiba and Tohoku, as that fastball swung on it, is hit into deep right field. Just moving over, and underneath it is the right fielder Ogo, and that will do it here as Reyes is gone for the third out of the inning. But the Fighters get a hit, but they strand a runner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 2.5. It is the Fighters 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in the bottom of the third when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's been an easy first couple innings for the right-hander Kanamura, as he's only delivered 20 pitches so far. But that being said, of one of those 20 pitches, the leadoff home run, Yuya Ogo, has given the Eagles their only run of the ball game. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. That's Moribayashi, Ishihara, and Ogo. As the first pitch comes from the right-hander, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Moribayashi hitting .241 on the year, 5 homers and 43 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nothing particularly overpowering from this right-hander, as he does mix his pitch as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Moribayashi. Again, kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 2-2. As we said, that pitch actually looked more like a cutter than anything, but it didn't really cut a whole lot. Just sort of spun a little bit. So 2-2 here as the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the right side, fielded neatly by the second baseman Ishii, who throws to first. And Murray Biashi is in the books. That goes as a ground out 4-3 for out number one. That'll bring up the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. Well, as we mentioned before, Ishihara is the Japanese Alejandro Kirk in our eyes, the catcher for the Golden Eagles. You can take that for what it's worth in terms of his physical structure. But at the same point in time, he also has some pop in the stick. He's got 4 homers and 13 RBIs this year. As the first pitch here from the right-hander Kanemaru comes, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. I'd be curious to see exactly how long for the right-hander Kanemaru, he's going to stick around in this game as that breaking ball misses. The count's 2-0. And how quickly the fighters would go to their bullpen. With the day off yesterday, one would have to think that both teams should have everybody pretty close to being available, as there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander delivers again. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Ishihara. Waiting his turn on deck is Yuya Ogo, who had tied the ball game up with the first swing of the game for the Golden Eagles. But the Eagles find themselves in a deficit here 2-1 as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2. All the runs in this one have come on solo shots. Franmil Reyes, Chusei Manami for the Fighters, and Yuya Ogo for the Eagles. As the balls were flying out of Tohoku here tonight in the early going. Here's the 3-2. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Ishihara is going to get himself a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. Well, for Ogo, as we mentioned, he has produced the only run so far tonight for the Golden Eagles. It was a solo shot to lead off the game on the first pitch that he saw from Kanemaru. As he had deposited that one into the right center field seats, or the right field seats. So with that home run back in inning number 1, that was the 7th of the year for Ogo. He also has 45 runs driven in. But with both he and Kobakata setting the table for the Golden Eagles, it is their speed that has really propelled them this season. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Runner on first, Ishihara, 1 gone here in inning number 3, as the Eagles are batting here in the bottom half. Ogo gets in, he gets himself settled in, and the right-hander ready to deliver. Here's the pitch from Kanemaru. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Moving back on it is Manami, and he's going to make the catch in front of the warning track. So 2 good swings tonight so far here for Ogo. One results in the home run, and the other one a deep fly ball to right field. That is going to put 2 in the books here, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. Well, for Kobakata, he's a 1-for-1 tonight. He had a single his first time up, as he bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Kanemaru. Gets himself set in the batter's box. He's choked up a little bit off the end of the bat. As I said before, other streams, I do like the way that he controls the bat. Slow breaking ball drops in and catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That last pitch was at 61 miles an hour. So no balls and 1 strike. When I see some of the pitching here and the way the ball moves, it looks like it is kind of I guess the way I would put it, almost like a high school breaking ball. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped softly over to first, fielded neatly by Gunji. He's going to step on the bag himself, and that is going to do it here as the Eagles are done in their half of the 3rd inning. They had no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are now through the first third of the ball game. Your score is the Fighters 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning right after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hold tight. We'll be right back in a few.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride.
It is 2-1 Fighters as we move to the top of the fourth. We'll be right back after this musical timeout for the top half of the fourth inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat here for the Fighters in inning number 4. That means Yuya Gunji, Kaz Ishii, and Chusei Manami, as it will be the right-hander Takayuki Kishi's begins his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Gunji tonight popped to the catcher his first time up. He's officially 0 for 1. Hitting 260 on the year with 11 homers, 48 runs driven in. The right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lined into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Moving to his right is Tatsumi. He is going to get it, and he's going to throw it back into the infield. And that is going to be a leadoff single here for Gunji to start the 4th, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Kaz Ishii. Well, Ishii is 0 for 1 tonight. He had lined to the first baseman his first time up. Absolutely hit the ball on the screws right to the glove of the first baseman, Watanabe. So he comes to the bat here in the 4th with a runner aboard and nobody out. So batting here at the plate is the second baseman of the Fighters as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Gunji. As I was looking ahead at the game schedule. We're talking about the Marines, obviously playing, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles trying to get in a couple of those games on the Tuesday and the Wednesday for the Japan games, that is, or Japan time. It's, again, they throw to first, and it is a diving back is the runner Gunji. Right-hander ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. Squaring to bunt, and he pops it up. This ball, he's going to let it fall, is Kishi. He picks it up. They throw to first, and they're able to get the runner. That was a smart play by Kishi, but he kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. So at first you thought, is he going to catch the pop-up or not? And then what he does is he lets the ball fall and drop. There's no infield fly rule, obviously, and he never dropped it intentionally. So he let the ball hit the floor. And the next thing you know, he picks it up and he throws to first to retire Gunji. To retire Ishii. The runner Gunji took off for second base, and they tried to gun him down at second in Kobakata, but the ball just came in a bit late. So it does work to his advantage. It will go in the books as a sacrifice, 1-4 on the putout. But boy, they almost were able to get themselves a double play if that ball would have been able to have been potentially dropped with and fielded cleanly. Well, that brings up Chusei Manami to the plate. He has been the difference in this one as he homered his last time up, and he takes a breaking ball down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As I said, as I was looking ahead for some of the games, and certainly tomorrow on the docket, Fighters and Fukuoka, and that will go all the way across the country at the PayPay Dome. So after this game, the fighters will be on the plane and they'll be heading to the southwest of the country as that ball is chopped foul over on the third base side, and the count goes even to 1-1. And as I said, on the Wednesday and the Thursday games, barring the weather, of course, it'll be Tohoku hosting Chiba. We'll be on the call for that game as well. But then we look at Thursday, and when we get to the Thursday game, or over in Japan, which would be the Wednesday night here, it's all Central League. And we are really leaning towards the Giants and the Bay Stars, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Minami. Bay Stars are chasing the playoff picture. The Giants are in the top spot right now. So that would be a game of interest for us, as that will go off at the Tokyo Dome. And then as we get into Friday action in Japan, then we will look to go back to the Pacific League, potentially, or we may stay in the Central and do another Carp Giants game on the Friday night. There is a breaking ball swung on it as chopped foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. And the other thing as well is what we are looking to do is on the weekend, when we get into some of the other games, there'll be certainly on Saturday, the early game that we'll probably pick up would be the Giants and the Carp. And maybe even stay with that for the entire duration, but it probably wouldn't look like it because of the start time of the Sunday games. And yet again, there will be Monday games next week, as the Central League will go off early and the Pacific League will go late. So next week, there's potentially room for us to do a double header, as that fastball is swung on and fouled away by Minami. 1-2 strikes it remains. So Minami again gets himself set in, as the 1-2 pitch is ready to be delivered from Takayuki Kishi. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field into the corner. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is going to be Gunji, and cruising into second base with a double, as Minami has traded places with the base runner. An RBI double for Minami. That's going to increase the Fighters' lead to 3-1, as that is going to bring up to bat the shortstop Tatsumi Mizuno. I was going to say almost like a home game in some regards with the amount of Fighter fans that are in the stands. Nice piece of hitting there by Minami to go down and get it. Stayed with the pitch and doubled it off the wall into the corner, and that is 3-1 now Fighters. And our friend Zay, who's listening in, still pumping a fist for the Fighters. And if you're listening in tonight, just let us know who you think's going to win. Fighters, who you're cheering for. Fighters, Buffaloes. Fighters and Eagles. If you're a Fighter fan, put an F in the chat. If you're an Eagle fan, put an E in the chat, as there is a fastball taken for a called strike. And if you don't care and you're just here listening in because you're gambling, put a G in the chat so we know where you stand. So here comes the pitch from the right-hander Kishi. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Kishi ready to go again as he is set to deliver, as he works himself to the belt. He checks the runner, Minami, at second. Here comes the 1-1. And it is a changeup that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Mizuno. Kishi really pulled the string on that one. Go Matsumoto waiting his turn on deck, as the Fighters have just extended their lead to 3-1 here over the Golden Eagles. I got to tell you, looking at the Golden Eagle lineup, I'm not really sure where the runs are going to come from. I remember last year, a couple of years ago, when Hiroki Shimouchi was playing well and Asamura, they really could produce the runs, as there's a ball that swung on, it's hit into shallow center field. Charging hard is Tatsumi, and he's in to make the catch, and that is going to retire Mizuno for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up center fielder Go Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to short his only trip to the plate, as he strives to the dish here to face the right-hander Kishi for the second time. Eagles are going to have to manufacture some runs when it's their turn to bat, but as I said, it's going to be a bit sketchy on how they're going to do it. I'm just not confident that they can string this together. Here comes the first pitch from the right-hander. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that's check swing fouled over on the third base side. The count is 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike it is. Kishi ready to go back at it again as he gets a new baseball. Gets his signs from the catcher Ishihara, and he works himself to the set position. Here comes the 0-1. Kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball down the dirt. Another good stop there by the catcher Ishihara. Runs the count even to 1-1. Just as a reminder, between the 5th and the 6th innings, we take the extended timeout, as we do like to call it the Japanese halftime. As that they do take an extended break between innings. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander Kishi. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the first base line. It's now 1-2 to Matsumoto. In the bottom of the 4th inning at the Belluna Dome, it is 0-0 between the Marines and the Lions. All the other games get going in about a minute's time. The other game in the Pacific League is the Buffaloes hosting the Hawks. That game went 12 innings last night, and then the Hawks scored 3 in the top of the 12th to beat the Buffaloes. The other games in action that we'll keep an eye on, it is the Bay Stars and the Carp. It's a big game from the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium. At the Koshin, it is the Tigers hosting the Swallows. The Tokyo Dome, it is the Giants and the Dragons, as that fastball is check swing fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Matsumoto. We talked about the Pacific League at the top of the stream. The Central League is where the battle is at. Giants hold a 2-game lead over the Tigers. Carp are 4-game back, and the Bay Stars are 6 back. But the Carp have been stinking up lately. They've not played good baseball. They were in first place about 2.5-3 weeks ago, and they have fallen to the point where they're 4 games back of the Giants now. And the Bay Stars are in striking distance. There's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 on Matsumoto. Eagles here need to get some ground. They got some help last night from the Lions, who knocked off the Marines. Marines have been scuffling along lately as well, but their scuffling has been with a 3-game advantage over the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles need some serious help, and as we said, they've got 5 games in hand on the Marines ball club. So they'll be able to make a little ground up, but they're going to have to be the ones that have to play well. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep right field, but moving over underneath it is the right fielder Ogo. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Matsumoto for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Fighters pad their lead here as they had a run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the last of the 4th inning, it's the Fighters 3 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for listening in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here. It'll be Tatsumi, Asamura, and Yasuda, as they'll be facing the right-hander Shoma Kanamura, who'll begin his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch offered to Tatsumi is a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Tatsumi. It's been the homer ball game today, as 4 of the 5 runs scored in it have come on home runs. And it was a leadoff shot to begin the ball game off the bat of Ogo. And the first pitch Tatsumi sees here in inning number 4 has made the scoreline 3-2. If you guys were playing, I don't know what the over-under was for the first 5 in this one, but I got to tell you this. It is probably in jeopardy, if not blown away by now. Even for the ball game, you're probably approaching a game that's going to end up as a over. And the first pitch that is delivered to Hideto Asamura is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike at the count 0-1. So the Eagles have been getting their offense from the home run department. They just haven't had anybody on board to go with it. There's a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike. Count now 0-2 on Asamura. So right-hander against the right-hander. Kanamura ready to go again. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. A good block there by the catcher, Tamiya. He earning his worth even without any runners on base. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the right-handed hitting captain of the Golden Eagles. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. A bit of a delayed reaction by the home plate umpire to call out Asamura, and then he stood there and flipped the bat a couple of times in front of the home plate umpire in disgust. That was actually kind of funny. I don't think I've seen that before. That pitch looked like it was up in the zone. As he said something and then flipped the bat a couple of times. So he's gone on strikes. He's out for out number 1. You don't see a lot of reactions. Usually they don't say a whole lot to the umpires. They'll use their body language to let the umpires know what they think. Asamura let him know verbally as well. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed by Yasuda. Yasuda batting here. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to third, his only trip to the plate. As the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th inning, Fighters ahead 3-2 as the Eagles have just got one back on the solo shot, the 7th of the year by Tatsumi. As the pitch is on the way, here's the 0-2. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yasuda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yasuda to be followed by Yukiya Ito here in the last half of the 4th inning as the pitch is on the way. There is a fastball swung on. It is grounded on a hop over to the first baseman, fielded by Gunji, who flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go into the books as a ground out, 3-1 for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. So for Ito, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to the right fielder his first time up. So as Ito strides to the plate, and the first pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Ito digging himself in, ready to go here from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ito. 3-2 is the scoreline. If you just joined us, the home run by Tatsumi has cut the deficit to 1. As the Fighters and the Golden Eagles are locked in a battle here And Tohoku, here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. Ito's gone on strikes for out number 3. And that's going to do it here for the Eagles in their half of the 4th inning. They got a run in the inning on the home run by Tatsumi. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters 3, the Eagles 2. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. A little bit of leftovers from last night's stream with the Hawks Honeys, but that is how it goes as we hadn't cleared all our cheerleader videos out, so might as well enjoy that one too. It is going to be the Fighters coming to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Yua Tamiya, Shin Mizutani, and Kataro Kiyomiya, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. You face the right-hander Takayuki Kishi. Kishi 69 pitches through the first 4 innings. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch is delivered, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Tamiya. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander rocking into the windup, and he kicks and fires a fastball taken for a called strike on the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander again working quickly with nobody on. Goes into the windup and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count is now 2-2. So Kishi again rocking into the windup as he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and that's lifted foul, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes it is. Left-handed hitting Tamiya, waiting here on the pitch again as Kishi's wasting very little time, and he delivers a breaking ball missing inside. Now the count runs full. Tamiya, his last time up, had a single. He was stranded at third. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that just misses low. That's going to be ball 4. And Tamiya's going to get himself a leadoff walk here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Shin Mizutani. As I look through our numbers, that is the first walk issued tonight by Kishi. He has been all around the zone. The balls have been put into play, but the first time tonight he has lost a batter. So that'll bring up the top of the order in Mizutani. And really, for the right-hander, Kishi, his command and control, not just tonight, but just in general, has been pretty good. And I say that with regards to over the course of his career, as the first pitch here ready to go to Mizutani, and it's a swung on, it's chopped back to the pitcher. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's a double play. That's going to go into the books as a 1-6-3 variety. As that was a nice play by the pitcher Kishi to come off the mound. He threw a bullet over to Muribayashi at second. The backside, they are able to get Mizutani down the line. 2 in the books, and that brings it up to Kataro Kiyomiya. just about to say for the right-hander Kishi, on the season, he's walked 25 batters in his 112 innings of work. So that's one in just a little over 4 innings, 1 walk per over 4 innings. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kotaro Kiyomiya. Pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back onto the warning track, and it is going to be hauled in by the right fielder, Ogo. Oh, Kiyomiya, all he could do is smile a little bit. He knows he just missed that one, as that is going to do it here in the 5th inning. He sent it for a ride, just not far enough. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. It was an unconventional 1-2-3 inning for Kishi. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters 3 and the Eagles 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Ken in the house tonight. We appreciate you for stopping in, as he is up in the Sandai region. Hopefully all that flooding has come to an end, as they had quite a bit of that over the last month or so. Yeah, we appreciate you for listening in with us tonight. Going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters come to bat here in the last half of the 5th. That'll be Watanabe, Muribayashi, and Ishihara. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, grounded foul down the first base line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Watanabe. Watanabe tonight 0 for 1. Struck out looking in his only plate appearance so far in this one. As the right-hander Kanamura delivers, there is a fastball swung on. It is knifed down the left field line. Giving chase is Mizutani, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. And the count now goes to 0-2 on Watanabe. As a reminder, again, after this half inning, it'll be the extended break, as we will take our own extended break. It'll be a drinks break for us, as the Fighters and the Eagles are locked in an entertaining affair. 3-2 for the Fighters here in this one. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball swung on and knifed foul down the left field line again, and the count remains at 0-2. We've had a lot of scoring in this one early on. 4 of the 5 runs have come courtesy of solo home runs, 2 for each ball club. The other was a RBI double off the bat of Manami to score Yuya Gunji in the 4th inning. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is dropped by the shortstop, Mizuno. He has to pick it up and fire to first. And they're able to get the runner barely. That's going to go down that's going to end up as a ground out 6-3. I have to double check to see if he actually caught it and dropped it, or if it came on the short hop. No, he actually whiffed on it. Then he had to find it, pick it up, turn, and throw to first. that is where we stand here. So the runner is gone at first. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Muribayashi. And here comes the pitch. The first pitch is a fastball. Taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Muribayashi waggling the bat as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball again that misses down, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the shortstop, right-handed shortstop of the Eagles, Muribayashi. And the offering again, it's a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Now the count goes to 2-2. Have to say, a really economical night here by Kanemaru. Only 56 pitches so far. He's been around the zone. He's not been throwing particularly hard. He's been mixing his pitches well, keeping the hitters off balance for the most part, except for the 2 balls deposited into the seats. And only 3 hits so far for the Golden Eagles, but 2 have left the yard. There's a fastball swung on, and this is going to be lifted in the seats over on the first base side. The count remains at 2s. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Fighters, 2-3-0 for the Golden Eagles. It's been a fairly cleanly played game in the field. No real boneheaded or poor defensive plays, as the pitch is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Muribayashi, he's in the books for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. Well, if you're here for the over-under, well, right now, you probably lost the first 5 on the over-under, I would think, for most people. As far as the game itself is concerned, I would think that is in jeopardy as well, because I didn't see that before the game, but I'm guessing probably 5.5 would probably be something reasonable at the time the 4 first pitches. The first pitch is delivered to Ishihara. It misses down, and the count's 1-0. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for called strike, and the count is now 1-1. That's just my own educated guess and thinking of how the odds makers would be working this one away. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Ishihara tried to tie the game up with that one swing of the bat. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. As the right-hander kicks and fires again, fastball misses down and away. The count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander again works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball swung on it is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll take that extended timeout in just a couple moments. As we said, we'll refresh our drink and get ourselves locked in, ready to go. They will probably take a little bit longer than most to get the field cleaned up in Tohoku, as the pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on, it's lifted foul into the seats. That probably was so hook-barreled, I might have left the stadium over the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. I don't really know what they do in the day games in the NPB in between the 5th and the 6th inning. I mentioned earlier when I was at the Jingu Stadium and Chiba, they do fireworks between the 5th and the 6th. There's no fireworks here as Ishihara goes down on strikes as he swings at one up in the zone. And that is going to do it here for the Eagles in their half of the 5th. Well, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board as they go in order in inning number 5 We move to the 6th. Your score is the Fighters 3, the Eagles 2. Music is on loop. We'll be back in a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We got ourselves a 3-2 ball game as we are cruising to the top of the 6th inning. It is going to be the Fighters coming to bat. All, 4 of the 5 runs in this one here have been scored based on the solo shots. The home runs tonight for the Fighters have been off the bat of Franmil Reyes and Chusei Manami. And on the flip side, it has been Yuya Ogo and Ryosuke Tatsumi who have homered for the Eagles. We'll take this extended break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and the support you give to our channel. We got some scoring updates from around the NPB. The other games in the Pacific, though, there is no score. Top of the 6th, Lions and the Marines locked at zeros. Top of the second, Buffaloes and Hawks are at zeros. But the scoring is coming in the Central League. The Bay Stars have now extended the lead over the Carp 3-1. That's in the top of the second. And at the Tokyo Dome, it is a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second for the Giants over the Dragons. 0-0 bottom of the first, Swallows and Tigers at the Koshin. It'll be Franmil Reyes to get things going here for us. And the first pitch he sees from Kishi, he lifts it into straightaway center field. Camping out underneath it, and there to make the catch is Tatsumi. So with one pitch, there's one away here in the sixth inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji. Gunji 1 for 2 tonight, as he's got a single and 2 trips. He also came around and scored on the RBI double off the bat of Minami. So here comes the right-handed stick of Gunji here to face Kishi for the third time. As the right-hander delivers, it's a slow breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 82 pitches thus far for the Tohoku right-hander. As he rocks himself into the windup and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Gunji. Right-hander ready to go back to work. He rocks into the windup. Kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. 2 balls and 1 strike. A little bit early to start feeling a bit tired. We're not tired tonight. We could probably go for another one if they had one, as there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. Unfortunately, all the other games are underway. We will call it tonight as it is. But next Sunday, we're going to look to do a doubleheader, as there is an early game on Sunday and then a later game as well. As that fastball is taken for a called strike, the count now goes to 3-2. I don't think we've done one doubleheader this year. Last year, we called quite a few doubleheaders. It's just been our own time constraints that have not allowed us to be able to enjoy the fruits of those labors. As the 3-2 is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it, is chopped softly over to short. Fielded neatly by Muribayashi. He throws to first, and Gunji's retired on a groundout 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Kazunori Ishii. Well, for Ishii, he's officially 0 for 1 tonight. He had a bullet line drive to the first baseman to start the second inning, and he had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. As he strides to the bat here to face the right-hander Kishi for the third time this evening, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kishi rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball again, catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. I have to tell you, Kishi, with his delivery, I'm amazed in some ways at how much success he has with the breaking ball that he delivers. As there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. But I do have to tip my hat to him. He's around the zone usually. As we said, he's only walked 1 batter here tonight in his 5 2/3 innings work. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count now goes to 2-2. And he is about 1 walk per every 4+ innings. So he has generally pretty good control. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball just misses down and away, and that runs the count to 3-2 on Ishii. That's important that you're not walking the yard. You look at some of the other pitchers throughout the league, and especially some of the relievers, they're walking guys almost every other inning. Fastball swung on, lifted into shallow left field. Moving back on it is the shortstop, Muribayashi. He's going to make the catch over the shoulder, and Ishii's going to be retired for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Fighters in inning number 6. They go quietly, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Fighters 3 and the Eagles 2. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call at bottom number 6 when we return right after this musical timeout. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change as it looks like the Fighters are going to their bullpen as they are calling on a left-hander. This is going to be number 25, Naoki Miyanishi, as he will be coming on to replace the starter, Kanamura, who pitched pretty well tonight through the first 5 innings, gave them all they could ask for. But now it is going to be turned over to the bullpen, and Naoki Miyanishi on in relief here in the 6th inning. So Kanamura leading with the lead, and that's probably designed. He is only twice gone through the batting order through the 5 innings of his work, and that will allow the lefty to come in to have to face the top of the order here. And of course, the top of the order will be Yuya Ogo, who led off the ball game with a home run to face the lefty, and then it'll be Kobakata and Tatsumi. So by design, 3 left-handed hitters for the Eagles back to back to back. At the top of the order, they'll get a left-hander here from the Fighters. So the pitching change here. And we will now see what the Fighters bullpen has to offer as Miyanishi on in relief. And the first offering here coming to Yuya Ogo. As the lefty holds set, he kicks and delivers. Slow breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line. The count is quickly 0-1. I was just about to take a look at that game between the Carp and the Bay Stars, as the Bay Stars have extended the lead to 6-1 in the top of the 2nd inning. As the pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats, and the count now goes to 0-2. The Bay Stars got one in the first. The Carp responded right back with one of their own, but it's been a 5-run uprising in the 2nd inning. And this is coming against Morishita, who personally I would have thought that he would have given them a great opportunity, able to get a victory at home, giving up 5 runs in the 2nd inning to the Bay Stars. That is ugly. As the 0-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. I saw Morishita pitch live last year. I've seen him pitch quite a bit on TV, on video, but to see him in person, he is an impressive pitcher. Sits in the mid-90s. Power arm right-hander, another one of the Carp that is come along. Very blessed. They're very fortunate to have him. As there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Ogo stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. As we get a look at the replay on that one, and I'm not so sure that Ogo maybe didn't have a case, because that sure looked like it was moving on toward the other batter's box, but he is gone, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Kobakata. And the first offering from the lefty on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I could see Miyanishi being difficult for the lefties, as he is really low 3/4. As the lefty works himself to the set position. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty ready to go again, as he's got the ball from the as now time is called. He kind of has broke a chuckle, did Miyanishi. Got himself a new ball there and was rubbing it up, and then whatever the catcher was giving him, he kind of had shaken him off a couple of times and had a bit of a wry grin. So they're going to cycle through the signs. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed by Kobakata, and the count now goes to 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Kobakata batting from the left side here against the, as we said, low 3/4 left-hander Miyanishi, as he's in the hole at 1-2, and the pitch on the way. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed. And Kobakata in the books, so back-to-back strikeouts here for the lefty, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. So for Tatsumi, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a homer in 2 trips. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Or check that, 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to do a little multitasking here while we're watching this, as the 1-0 is ready to go. The pitch is a fastball taken now for a called strike, and the count's even at 1-1. Tatsumi will be followed by Hideo Asamura should Tatsumi be able to reach base here. And as the starter for the Fighters is done for the night, the same can't be said for Takayuki Kishi, who looks like he's coming back out for inning number 7. Fastball misses down and away. The count now goes to 2-1. You have to think that Kishi, in some ways, he's definitely not new by any stretch of the imagination to the Pacific League. He had a long, lengthy beginning of his career with the Saitama Cebu Lions. He was another one of those players that we talked about, that the Lions just can't seem to keep their stars or their regular players. He pitched from 2007 to 2016 with the Lions. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count's now 2-2. He joined Tohoku in 2017. I still will say this, the best years of Kishi's career were with the Lions. He was a double-digit winner in 7 of the first 8 years of his career. As the 2-2 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Tatsumi is aboard with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hideo Asamura. It's the second hit of the night for Tatsumi, as he has half of the production tonight for the Golden Eagles. They've only got 4 hits in this one. So that brings Asamura to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play and struck out looking in his 2 trips to the plate. So Asamura here. And you got to be careful with Asamura. He's got 14 homers on the year. One swing of the bat can turn the tables here, as the right-handed hitting third baseman of the Golden Eagles waits on the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses a bit low, and the count is 1-0. So as good as the left-hander Miyanishi is against the lefties, let's see how he's going to fare against the power right-handed hitter of the Eagles. 1 ball and no strikes, as he's already fallen behind in the count. As the lefty delivers, it is a breaking ball missing down in it, and the count's now 2-0. Yuma Yasuda, the designated hitter, waits his turn on deck, but that would be of interest here. If Asamura got on, would Yasuda come to bat? My guess is the manager might have something up his sleeve. As the 2-0 is again, but they throw over to first, and now they got Tatsumi picked off, as he is caught between first and second, and he's going to get tagged out. He's going to be picked off, and that is going to go in the books as a 1-3-6 putout. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that wastes an opportunity here for the Eagles. No runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was no errors, and nobody left the board. 2/3 of the game is now in the books. It is a 3-2 lead for the Fighters. Kishi's coming back to the mound. We're taking a timeout, and we'll be back in just a few. Our friend Eloy is in the house here today. He says it is Independence Day in Mexico, so they are drinking, and Viva Mexico. So welcome to the stream tonight, but we'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Chusei Minami, Tatsumi Mizuno, and Go Matsumoto to come to bat here in the 7th inning, and that is going to be facing Takayuki Kishi for the 7th, and the pitch is a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Minami. Minami's been all over the base paths tonight. He's got a home run and a double. He's driven in 2 of the 3 fighter runs. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on, it's grounded over to short. Fielded by Murray Biashi, he throws to first. And Minami is in the books on a ground out 6-3 to start the 7th. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Tatsumi Mizuno. Well, for Mizuno, he is officially 0 for 2. He has flown to left and flown to center. As he is going to be facing the right-hander here for the 3rd time tonight. Eloy says he just pulled in to say hello, and he's going to keep going with the tequila. That sounds like it's a great deal. I was going to ask you earlier, Eloy, what would be the drink of choice for you in Mexico, as our friends are south of the border, as that breaking ball takes in for a called strike. Or was it cervezas? But he says tequila. And some people like their margaritas, as the 0-1 is on the way. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It is sinking, coming in, and making the catch is Ito. And that is going to retire Mizuno for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. And for Matsumoto tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and flown to right in his 2 trips. Now 97 pitches for the starter Kishi. And I'll be curious to see if they're going to stay with him for inning number 8, because it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that he would come back again. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Kishi rocking into the windup. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball missing down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes it is. Iwatani awaiting his turn on deck. Should he be able to get the opportunity to face the right-hander Kishi, who kicks and delivers? There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but not deep enough. Moving back and then backpedaling to make the catch is Ito, and that is going to do it for out number 3, and that will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the 7th inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board as they go in order. Kishi has now retired indirectly 9, 10, 11 in a row, if you actually include the walk and the double play. So that is where he stands. We are moving now to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fighters 3, the Eagles 2. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll see you back here in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Another pitching change for the Fighters as the pitching parade will continue here. It is going to be number 52, Takahita Ikeda, who is coming into the ball game here to face the Eagles in their half of the seventh inning. So Takahita Ikeda on in relief. The right-hander here is going to be facing Hideto Asamura, who was up to bat when Tatsumi got picked off. And it'll be Yasuda and Ito. It is the heart of the Golden Eagles batting order. So righty, lefty, and I forget if Ito is a righty or lefty. I'll have to look that up, or we'll see it when he comes up to bat. Do you face the right-hander here? That might have given Yasuda a bit of a stay, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. I was speculating ahead of time if Asamura had done something that maybe we would have saw a pinch hitter for Yasuda, as the lefty was pretty tough on lefties in that last half inning. Here comes the 0-1. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Hideto Asamura. Asamura here at the plate, and the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses down, and the count now goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Asamura. Eagles are looking for a base runner, need to get somebody on here. Last night when I watched that game between the Buffaloes and the Hawks, I kept saying early on, it just seems like this game was going to go 12, and it sure enough did. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be grounded past the diving third baseman, Kiyomiya, into left field. So Asamura getting a green light at 3-0. He singles to left. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuma Yasuda. Well, I'm going to go out today and say I don't think this game would go extra innings, but I could see this game being decided by 1 run. And I don't know right now if the Fighters are all done scoring their runs or not, and if the Eagles are going to win it. It's going to be a 1 run. It's going to be possibly a 2-run homer between here and there. That's my prediction. I know some of the Fighter fans wouldn't be happy, but that's either how it's going to be. Either it's going to be a 3-2 victory, or it's going to be a 4-3 win for the Eagles. That'll be my spot that we'll make our prognosis on now, or prediction on now. So that brings Yasuda to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Just has that vibe about it here. There has not been a ton of hits tonight in this one, as each team has had 5 hits here so far as we are in the 7th inning. Yasuda ready to go again. The pitching's been pretty good tonight. Not a lot of walks either. They've been around the zone, have been the pitchers. There's a fastball under the hands for a called strike. Yasuda can't believe it. That's going to be no balls and 2 strikes. Not sure what Yasuda was thinking. I thought that looked pretty good myself. So no balls and 2 strikes it is, as the left-handed hitting designated hitter of the Eagles stands in. Runner at first, nobody out. As I said, Yasuda is a pretty strong package. Here's the 0-2. Fastball swung on and lined foul into the netting over by the third base dugout, and the count remains at 0-2. That is one thing about Yasuda, is he doesn't take many pitches. He had, this is his 3rd at bat. He's only watched 1 ball go by, but he has been up there hacking regular. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander works himself to the belt position. Now pitches. Oh, it bounced up and almost hit Yasuda, and down to second goes Asamura as that ball was in the dirt. I'm going to have to see how they're going to rule that. But that there looked like it might have been a wild pitch, or possibly, even though as Tamiya kept it in front of him. I don't know if they'll award a stolen base to that. We'll get a look here. It almost hit the batter, Yasuda. He stood there in the batter's box, and it was picked up by the catcher, Tamiya. But it was a great read there by Asamura to get him over into scoring position. So now Yasuda, all he has to do is be able to roll it over to the right side of the infield, and that'll get Asamura over to third. He got a couple more cracks to bring him home. Here comes the 1-2. As the pitch is on the way, and it is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats on the third base side of home plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Yasuda. Our friend Jason Stuff in the house tonight. We welcome you. You missed us for the Buffaloes game last night. We were given the call on that one. As the game went 12 innings until they finally succumbed to the Hawks. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. And the count remains at 1-2 to Yasuda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The manager Yamai looks on. It is the runner Asamura at second. Nobody gone here in the last half of the 7th inning. Eagles are trailing the Fighters 3-2. It's a 1-2 count here on Yasuda. As the right-hander Ikeda holds to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. And the count remains at 1-2. This is starting to turn into quite the battle, as it's going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to come here to Yasuda. I have to say, I've been impressed with some of Yasuda's at-bats here. Is just his competitiveness, the way he's able to battle foul pitches off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander is looking in and getting his sign, here comes the pitch as it's 1-2 on the way. As he kicks into levers, does Ikeda. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get lined into right field for a base hit. It's down. Rounding third and holding at third is going to be Asamura. And now they got runners on the corners to the Golden Eagles with nobody out. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. And the flags are out in Tohoku as they are waving now. Not sure if that last pitch was a split finger pitch or more of a two-seamer. He really didn't get his fingers spread so much on that. It looked like it was more of a split finger than a two-seam pitch. The ball had some tail to it, but you got to give Yasuda credit. He went down and golfed it into right field. He's been a shot in the arm here for the Golden Eagles this last little bit, as he has really been swinging the bat well. And that is going to bring Yukiya Ito to the plate, who has flown to right and struck out in his 2 trips. Ito got the start in left field tonight. He's been a busy man out in left field. He's had himself 3 putouts tonight. And by left field standards, that will keep you busy for the course of a game. So Ito striding to bat here as there's nobody gone here in the 7th inning. Runners in the corners, and the Eagles are threatening. As the right-hander works himself to the set. And here comes the pitch, and it is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Aloy says, what's our IG? It's the same name as what we have here. Last Raps Baseball. So 1 ball and no strikes. But we really don't do a whole lot on IG. In fact, we've only got a few things that we posted up over the last little bit, and nothing really related to what we do here per se, other than the stuff in the land of the Swallows. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Just like our Twitter handle, we do have a Twitter account. It's Last Raps, but not Last Raps Baseball. It's Last Raps. Not very active on that. We also have Facebook. Again, not really active on any of the social media platforms. We have the accounts, but we just don't do a whole lot. YouTube is where we live. We enjoy doing this and keeps us busy. There's social media we just sort of dabble with from time to time. As the 1-1 is ready to come here to the right-handed hitting Ito, but instead Ikeda steps off the backside of the mound. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ito gets himself back into the batter's box, and we're ready to go again. 1 ball and 1 strike to the hitter. Nobody gone here in the 7th. Runners on the corners. As the right-hander Ikeda ready to deliver again here. As now he works himself to the set position, and instead they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So that is the runner Yasuda over at first. Mario asked the question, any chance that you think they'll hold on to the lead? Oh, there's a chance, but I got to be honest with you here. The way this game is kind of trended, I think if I'm looking at the Eagles right now, I just think that they're going to cash in a couple and probably take the lead here. I made that call a couple minutes ago, and there's a fastball that's come up and in, and it has hit Ikeda. He is down, and that is going to load the bases. Oh boy, that was coming up, moving in on him quickly. As the trainers are out, they're going to come and take a look as it hit him in the wrist area there. Hopefully he's going to be okay. That is going to load the bases here with nobody out, and it's going to bring up the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Mario said they had the lead in this game. Too many pitching changes. There's a little bit of a wonderment why they did take out the starter Kanamura, but they weren't going to let him goes through the order for the 3rd time. And certainly Miyanishi came in and did his job in the top of the 6th inning. But Ikeda has come in. He's brought his gasoline can to the mound, soaked it, lit it on fire. And that is going to be a bases loaded situation. I think they've taken Ito down the tunnel to examine the hand. That's as they usually do. As Asamura and Yasuda are on base as well here as we wait for Ito. And it looks like we may have ourselves a pitching change here, as that is the end of the night for Ikeda. They're going to the bullpen, are the fighters. They've seen enough. So we're just going to take a moment here as a little break. Bases are loaded, full of Eagles. Nobody out here in the last half of the 7th inning. A pitching change is on. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few, right after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. It is going to be Yoshi Watanabe coming to bat. Ito is going to stay in the game and run at first base after he was plugged by the pitch. Yasuda is at second. Asamura, the runner, over at third. Bases full of Golden Eagles. Nobody out. This is an opportunity right here. They brought in the right-hander Taisi Yanagawa in on relief as he is about to take over here to face the left-handed hitting Watanabe. Watanabe tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and grounded to short. To be honest with you, if there was the opportunity to pinch hit for somebody here, I think this would have been the situation. I'm not sure either of the two at-bats I saw from Watanabe are overwhelming. But he is going to be the man that they're going to leave in and trust here right now, trailing by a run. So Watanabe digs himself in. He's got a slightly open stance, hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yanagawa. And Yanagawa ready to go as he works himself into the set position. And here comes the pitch. First one on the way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul on the third base side of home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Eagles threatening here. It's multiple base runners on for them here in this situation. We really haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight. There's been always one runner on, but never really at any point in time I can think of multiple runners. So the runner at third, Asamura. At second is Yasuda. Runner at first, Ito. Eagles down by a run here with nobody out in the seventh. This is a golden opportunity for the Golden Eagles to do some damage. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left field. It's slicing down the line. It's over the head of Manami. That's going to get a couple of runs in. One run in is Asamura, rounding third and heading home. And the throw to the plate is not going to be in time as Yasuda has scored the run. It is going to be a double by Watanabe. He's knocked in a pair of runs. The Golden Eagles have now taken a 4-3 lead here in the seventh as Asamura and Yasuda have crossed the plate. And the Fighters are still not out of trouble as you've got Ito at third, Watanabe at second, and Atsuki Moribayashi coming to the stick. And our Fighter fans, I'm sure, who are in the stream here probably are throwing something at their screens in disgust. This game looked like it was firmly in control. They had a 3-1 lead at one point, but they have let that squander away from them here. Have the Fighters. I know it's getaway day, and certainly the Golden Eagles will be feeling good about themselves as they've got the Chiba Ball Club coming in next, as they will be taking on the Chiba Lotte Marines in a big series, as there's only a couple of games that separate the two teams. I believe it's 2.5 entering tonight. And if the Marines lose tonight, that series just gets to be bigger and bigger down the stretch. And the first pitch fastball from Yanagawa is up and away to Moribayashi, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 4-3 lead for the Golden Eagles here in the bottom of the seventh. They've just taken the lead over the Fighters. Our friend Mario, who was in here asking any chance they hold on, not so here. So here comes the offering now to Moribayashi, the 1-0 on the way. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-0. The catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara, waits his turn on deck. And that'll be the top of the order for the Golden Eagles. So the middle part of the order setting the table, and the bottom part of the order driving them in. As it's 2 balls and no strikes here to the right-handed hitting Moribayashi. As the right-hander holds set. Now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field, giving chase, and this ball is over the head. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it is. Another run has scored. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's not going to be in time. And the Golden Eagles, with back-to-back doubles from Watanabe and Moribayashi, have now taken the lead by the score of 6-3 here in the seventh inning. A 4-run uprising. Unreal. And our friend Manny Mike, who's in the house, says he hopes the Fighters can come back. But oh boy, they have definitely put themselves behind the 8 ball here in this one. As that's going to bring up the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara, and there's still nobody out. So for Ishihara, he is 0 for 1 in this one. He has struck out and walked in his 2 trips to the plate. But I would have to say this, they're going to try to, one would think, try to scratch and cloud another run here. A 4-run lead, obviously better than a 3-run lead. 4-run would almost make it a very difficult comeback. As they do a spaghetti move, and getting back to the bag at second base is Moribayashi. I tell you, if in this situation here, I know they're coming in, they're putting on a bunt defense here. Decision. If Ishihara can drop down a bunt and move the runner over to third, it just gives you so many extra ways to potentially score that run with Yuya Ogo waiting in the on-deck circle. So Ishihara digs himself back in. As we said earlier, he is the Japanese Alejandro Kirk. as he does square to bunt, and the pitch is a fastball taken right down the middle. I'm not sure what he was looking for. Couldn't have asked for a better pitch to drop down than that one. So no balls and 1 strike it is. The manager, Imai, is flashing his signs. Now let's see if they stay with the bunt here. Again, the catcher, Uetamiya, steps out in front of the plate and flashes his bunt defense down. You'd have to think that they're going to be crashing in this spot here and probably really aggressively trying to get the lead runner going over to third. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander works himself again to the set position. Squaring to bunt Ishihara. Here's the pitch. It is bunted, and it's bunted foul over on the first base side. Count now goes to 0-2. Let's see if they stay with it here with 2 strikes. I think they should. As the runner, Murray Biashi, returns to the base to retouch. Again, the catcher, Tibia, comes out. They're convinced that the Eagles are staying with it. Again, he flashes the defensive signs for the bunt defense. So the batter at the plate, Ishihara, the pitcher, leans in, gets the sign, and he works himself to the set position. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is line foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Crowd is chanting, cheering their Golden Eagles on here. As we've got ourselves a 6-3 ball game now here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The game now has actually hit a bit of a rut. It's been a pretty good pace to the play of this one. But right now here it has kind of come to a screeching halt. Here's the 0-2. As they kick and deliver, it's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Ishihara goes into the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Well, you can throw bombs at hitters sometimes for poor at-bats, but that was one right there that is squarely on the shoulders of Ishihara. He had a job to do, had to get a bunt down, couldn't get it done. Then he fouled it off. He took a strike down the middle, fouled it off, and then he swings and waves at a breaking ball down and away. And that is going to do it here for him. And it's also going to do it here for the pitcher, Yanagawa. As his day is over, they're going to be going to the bullpen as the fighters have seen enough. It's going to be Yuya Ogo and the round of lefties coming up here in just a moment. We're going to take a little time out here. We appreciate you guys here for jumping in. Our friend High as a Kite says he doesn't know baseball too much, but is a 6-3 winnable. He's got a bet on the fighters. Yeah, it's winnable for the fighters, but the reality is their backs are against the wall right now. I think maybe you might want to think about cashing out, but that's not for me to decide. That's what you got to do. Hang tight, everybody. And the other advice I'd give you is maybe join our friend Steve here and have a beverage. We'll be back in just a minute.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. The lefty Mizuki Hori is coming into the game. This is going to be the 5th pitcher used by the fighters in this one. It's been a 4-run uprising here in inning number 7. They had gone to the reliever, Takahira Ikeda. He'd started the inning, and he allowed 2 singles and hit a batter to load the bases. And in came the pitcher Yanagawa, and he delivered 2 doubles, a double that drove in a pair and another double that drove in another pair. And then he was able to strike out Ishihara. Now he is turning the ball over to the left-hander Hori, who is coming on in relief, and he'll be facing the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. And for Ogo tonight, he is 1 for 3. He hit the solo shot home run to get the ball game going in the first inning. So he has a homer. He has lined out to right and struck out looking in his 3 trips. As he bats here with 1 gone in the 7th. As the left-hander Hori checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Much like the lefty earlier who we witnessed in Miyanishi came in and struck out the first 2 batters he faced. And then he picked off a runner that he had singled off of him. So in this situation here, we've got a similar situation with the lefty brought in to face the top 3 left-handed hitters in the order. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. You can see Ogo not very comfortable in the batter's box here. He's bailing out of the way. And I don't know what's going to happen here. So the other question is it's been Kishi who is the starter who is in the ball game, and he has had a long time to sit in the dugout. And my curiosity is are they going to bring him back in for another inning? Because sometimes you want to have that rhythm, and it's been a very long half inning here. Or have the Eagles decided that they are going to take him out of the ball game? I guess we're going to have to wait and see in a few moments, but here's the 0-2. Fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Ogo looked confused as ever as he goes down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. Well, for Kobakata, he is officially 1 for 3 tonight. He has a single in 3 trips. He's also grounded out and struck out in his times to the plate. The Fighters pitchers have now combined for 9 strikeouts in this one. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kobakata. Left-handed hitting second baseman, batting here with 2 gone and a runner on second. The last half of the 7th inning. Looking ahead to the top half of the 8th, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1. And on the flip side of the coin, you have to think, too, that the Fighters, as a group, would probably be very excited not to see Kishi come back out to the mound. They haven't really, other than the couple of the home runs and Chusei Minami hitting the double, they've really had a hard time unlocking the key to success against the righty. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kobakata. So they may be the most excited of anybody not to have to face him again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Tohoku left-handed hit second baseman. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on and missed. Kobakata in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. But damage is done, and the lead has been flipped. 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There is no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 6, the Fighters 3. Stick around with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 8th inning. We're getting into the deep water. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change. It is going to be Fujihira who is coming into the ball game. So it's Shoma Fujihira on in relief as he will take over here. That was my only question, if Kishi was going to carry on into the 8th inning or not. Now this is where it gets into nail-biting time, because the linkmen here in the bullpen are a little bit of a concern. I think of the team a couple of years ago. When you think of the team last year, you had Matsui in the 9th inning, you had Anaraku, and you had Chihao Sung, as they would be taking care of the 7th and 8th, and pretty reliable for the last couple of seasons. And this back end is completely different. I will say this: you got Takahiro Norimoto, who had been a starter, moving to the closing role. That was a good decision, as you put one of your better arms at the back end. It looks like they do have a defensive change to the Golden Eagles defensively, as it looks like it's Kaz Tanaka taking over in left field. And I assume he's going to go into the spot in the batting order that was once occupied by Yukiya Ito. We'll have to check that in just a bit. So Fujihira on in relief. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I'm not so sure about that pitch. That looked like it had a lot of arm side run that drifted off the plate, but the home plate umpire said so, so it must be 0-1. So here's the 0-1 pitch. As it's on its way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's 0-2 now to Tamiya. Our friend Aloy says that the high as a kite is in trouble. He says he's about to lose. The fighters won't come back. I always get a little nervous, as I say, with the bullpens when they do come in, but I have to say it's probably Eagles have done enough here, as they have shortened the game up here with not a lot of time left. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's blocked in the dirt by the catcher, Ishihara. He throws to first. The strikeout will be recorded, 2-3 on the putout. Tamiya gone for the first out of the inning. That brings up the top of the order in Shun Mizutani. And so for Mizutani, he comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out looking in his 3 plate appearances. As waggling the bat from the left side is the batter here, but it isn't going to be Mizutani, as the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. That looks like it's Nomura, and I'll just confirm that. It is it's Daiki Asama. So Daiki Asama on the pinch hit here for Mizutani. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Mizutani's night is over. Asama more than likely will go into left field to replace him. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Asama is behind in the count. As Fujihira gets his sign from his catcher, Ishihara, and he works himself to the belt. And here comes the offering as the 0-2 on the way. It's a fastball that misses up and away. And the count is now 1-2. And when you think about it, certainly, obviously, with the game going on at the Balluna Dome, it is a 1-0 Lions lead over the Marines. That is in the top of the 9th inning, as the Marines find themselves in a shutout potential here. And it's also, not only are the Marines getting shut out, they've only got 1 hit tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs. Count now goes to 2-2. It was a Nishikawa home run in the 8th inning that has given the Lions that 1-0 lead. And as far as we can see, it is 1 gone in the top of the 9th. So if they can hang on, being the Lions, and if the Eagles are able to win here, it just tightens everything up. As there is a breaking ball swung on its top foul down the first base line. Count remains at 0-2. What I mean by tying it up, the Marines are sitting in 3rd place. They have a 3-game lead over the Golden Eagles entering tonight's affair. If the Eagles win tonight and the Marines lose, Only 2 games will separate the Marines and the Eagles. The victory, if tonight here by the Eagles, will also keep the Fighters in check, as the Fighters currently have a 4.5 game lead on the Marines. So there's still a lot of baseball to be played, but only really about 2.5 weeks left of the season to decide things. As that fastball misses down, it's now 3-2 to Asama. So that'll make it some interesting affairs here in the next couple of days. And also further looking ahead to the starters for tomorrow, as we do keep our eye on who is going to be getting the opportunity to start in the ball game. They do announce the starters about 24 hours out. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul over on the third base side. So it'll be Koja going tomorrow for the Golden Eagles, and the starter for the Marines tomorrow is going to be Yuji Nishino. Carter Stewart Jr. will pitch for the Hawks against Fukuya Yamazaki of the Fighters. So more than likely tomorrow, it'll be us doing Eagles and Marines tomorrow night, as that game has the most playoff implications. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and he disposes of Asama for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. So we thought about maybe doing Fighters and Hawks tomorrow night. But let's be honest with you, that game between the Eagles and the Marines is going to be way more interesting. If the Eagles can win tomorrow night, that just makes it all the more of a dogfight between now and the finish. And if the Hawks win tomorrow night, the Fighters will still be in a situation that they can be caught up to as well. But right now, they're sitting in the driver's seat for the home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs against either the Eagles or the Marines. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Kiyomiya. So no balls and 1 strike. 6-3 is the scoreline, as we are in the top of the 8th inning. As there's a pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. And looking ahead to the bottom half of the 8th inning, coming to bat will be Tatsumi Asamura and Yasuda for the Eagles. So here comes the 1-1 as the right-hander works to the set. And the pitch is on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. Eagles enjoying a 6-3 lead here in the top half of the 8th inning. Kiyomiya gets himself dug in again, and the 1-2 pitch ready to come from Fujihira. And now he kicks and delivers. A fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, but no, it's going to get knocked down by the wind. The edge of the warning track is going to be hauled in by Ogo, and that is going to do it. That's twice tonight. Kiyomiya has just got under it and just missed. Going to have to spend a little bit more time in the weight room there, Kitaro, as the Fighters go in order here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-3 for the Golden Eagles. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. The reliever Hori is still going to remain in the ball game here for the Fighters, and he's going to be entrusted to face Tatsumi Asamura and Yasuda here to begin the 8th inning. It was the 6-3 lead here for the Eagles. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Fighters. Fairly clean played game here today. No errors per se, at least the ones in the field. Maybe a couple of mental errors and a couple of poor decisions at the plate. But for the most part, it has been an entertaining affair. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0 to Tatsumi. Tatsumi tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a home run, and he has popped a third. Speaking of errors, the mental error getting sort of picked off at first base in the 6th inning as that pitch is missing inside, and the count's now 2-0. That would have been on Tatsumi there. I don't believe it was a straight steal by any stretch, as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander working himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. And that's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Left-hander waggling the bat. The left-hander on the hill delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line. And the count now remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Interesting, earlier in the ball game, when they were posting the pictures of the players, they had them dressed in their younger years. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Tatsumi, he's gone in the books for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. And so it looked like they had the players in sort of probably when in their younger years, maybe about 10 years ago or so, somewhere when they were like teenagers or late teen years. Well, the big boss is out of the dugout as Shinjo has come out. Looks like they're going to have a pitching change, as that is going to do it for Hori. Well, Hori's come in and done his job, as he is able to strike out the 2 batters that, check that, the 3 batters that he faced. And his night is going to be over. He struck out Oko and Kobakata to end the 7th inning. And he retired Tatsumi here in the 8th. But the Fighters are going to the bullpen, and we'll have a pitching change, and we'll come back and give that to you when we return in just a few. Appreciate you guys once again for being here with us tonight. It is a Fighters pitching change. We'll come back after this. From our friend Steve Rademacher, be sure after the game, don't forget to go check him out after this.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess, she's great. Oh, there's a cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Infuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. It is going to be a right-hander. It's going to be Takumi Yamamoto coming on in relief. Yamamoto is going to be making his 3rd appearance of the season for the ball club here. Yamamoto was acquired from the Chinichi Dragons in June of last year. He was traded alongside Yuya Gunji to the Fighters in exchange for Shingu Usami and Koki Saito. So he has just been over a year with them. Originally, he was given a 25 million yen signing bonus. That was back in November of 2017 after the draft. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses for a ball, and the count's 1-0 to Hideto Asamura. He was on a yearly salary of 5.5 million yen. As that pitch is taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1 on Asamura. Asamura is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's struck out looking and grounded into a double play as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. Asamura got things going in the 7th inning with his leadoff single. He came around to score the first of the 4 runs in that inning. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul straight behind home plate. And the count remains at 2s. But when I look at Yamamoto, he is not a big guy. If I remember correctly, he only stands at something like 5'7" or 5'8". When you think about that at major league standards, they often say the major league pitchers average anything less than 6'2" as a small righty. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2. So he's kind of built like a fire hydrant. Really strong lower half. Doesn't have your typical long limbs, especially with the arms and all the rest. But that is where he is. He's a diminutive righty on the hill. Here's the 2-2. There was a fastball swung on and missed. But I got to say, he can bring it up. That was at 96 miles an hour, and he blows Asamura away for the second out of the inning. First 2 outs all via the strikeout. That's going to leave it up to the DH, Yuma Yasuda. And for Yasuda, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He came around to score the second run of the inning in inning number 7. This game went haywire for the Fighters in that half of the inning. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Yasuda. Yamamoto holding set. And now he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side in foul territory. It's playable for Kiyomiya, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it as the Eagles go in order here and quietly in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 3. We're going to have a pitching change when we come back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight as the 9th inning is just around the corner. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Takahiro Norimoto coming on in relief. It'll be the 3rd pitcher used for the Golden Eagles tonight. And he has got himself, the other night he picked up his 30th save. And you think about it, he broke into the NPB back in 2013. And he pretty much spent all that time, his first 11 seasons as a starting pitcher. This is the first year that he's moved into the bullpen. And as we said, they needed a closer after Yuki Matsui left, and he has filled that void nicely. He's worked 47 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 49 hits. He's only walked 8. He's struck out 41, and he's got himself an earned run average of 2.85. So Norimoto here on in relief as he will take over The 33-year-old, who will be 34 after the season, has been absolutely outstanding for the Golden Eagles this year. So he is going to be set to face Franmil Reyes, Yuya Gunji, and Kaz Ishii. Reyes homered in the first inning, his 20th of the season. He's also flown out to right and flown to center. The first pitch is a fastball at 96, taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. I also wonder, too, if Norimoto has reached back and is throwing just harder this year because he knows he's only coming in for one inning at a shot. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2, 1-1 on Reyes. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Reyes looking to get things started here for the Fighters in the 9th inning. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses up. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they said that Reyes didn't go, and that's going to run the count now to 2-1. We're here in the top of the 9th inning, and the Fighters are down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 3 runs as the right-hander Norimoto rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reyes. As the right-hander Norimoto ready to go again. Gets his sign from his catcher Ishihara, and he rocks himself into the windup. Here's the 2-2. And there's a fastball swung on. Oh, Reyes was right on the pitch. It goes straight back all the way to the backstop. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Fighters need some base runners to get things going. As Yuya Gunji waits in the on-deck circle. And you can anticipate if Reyes gets on, he'll be run for. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into right field. And Reyes has got himself a leadoff single here in the 9th inning. And I am pretty confident that that will be the end of the night for the big fella. I would have to think they're probably going to run for him here, as Norimoto says, get rid of that ball. Let's get something I can work with. I'd be shocked if the big boss didn't run for him. I mean, really, at the end of the day, he doesn't really count. It's when the trail runners get behind him. Going to have to move him around a little bit. But they're going to leave him in. Reyes is the runner at first base. Interesting that they can't go to their bench to bring somebody else to run. At least, if anything, it might help you stay out of a double play. So that brings Gunji to the plate, who's 1 for 3. As the pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gunji singled in the 4th inning and came around and scored the 3rd run for the Fighters when he was driven home by Chusei Minami. As the right-hander Norimoto works to the set, here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses down. Good stop there by the catcher Ishihara, and the count now goes to 1-1. Even that situation there, why you wouldn't pinch run for Reyes? As I said, you need 3 runs to get back. That ball down in the dirt, if you had a runner with some wheels, you could be standing potentially on second base right now, and that might keep you out of a double play possibility. With Reyes at first base, he's going nowhere. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way, fastball down, and the count now goes to 2-1. And then certainly with Reyes at first base, if there are trail side runners, he's plugging up the base paths. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. As it's delivered, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side. They go to second for 1, back to first. It's not going to be in time. So Reyes is going to be erased. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice, 4-6 on the putout. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Yuya Gunji trades places with him at first on the fielder's choice, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, or scheduled to bring up the second baseman, Kazunori Ishii. So 1 gone here for the Fighters as the sand is running out of the hourglass. I didn't get the defensive changes, but for some reason it looks like it's it almost looks like Daichi Suzuki is in at the game at first base for the Golden Eagles. As the first pitch coming here from Norimoto is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. I have to say that I don't know if Norimoto, although it's not Suzuki at first base, it is still Watanabe. They panned the camera there, so no real change there. The only one was in left field. As the pitch is swung on, it is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in on it is Tatsumi, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Ishii for the second out of the inning. And now they're down to their final out as Chusei Minami comes to the plate. Well, for Minami tonight, he has a couple of hits. He's got a home run and a double. He's knocked in 2 of the 3 fighter runs. He's also grounded out to the shortstop. That home run by Minami was his 18th of the campaign. So off of the pace from his 2023 season, but still with a legitimate chance to hit 20 or more this year. So Norimoto gets the new baseball, and he's ready to go to work as he works himself to the set position. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Minami. So 1 ball and no strikes. After the game here, we'll set up our streams for the next few nights. As I said, we're probably going to bounce and stay with the Eagles tomorrow for the next couple of nights, as that Marine series will be big. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul into the seats on the third base side. The count is 1-1. At least for the next couple of nights, to do the Eagles and the Marines is, if everything holds as we anticipate, the game over at the Balluna Dome. It was 1-0 for the Lions when we last checked in. And that game is a final. So a win here tonight by the Eagles brings the two teams 2 games apart. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball down. Nice block there by Ishihara. 2 balls and 1 strike to Minami. We'll give you the full roundup from around the NPB once this game is done. We're not going to bounce over to anybody else tonight, but we will give a full set of games as well as a doubleheader next Sunday night. So if you're in North America and you want to double dip, you can do it with us, as we'll call both ends of a doubleheader next weekend. Fastball swung on, it is chopped foul over on the third base side. And now the Fighters are down to their final strike, as Minami is got 2 balls and 2 strikes here. And the crowd is poised, ready to let their balloons go, should the Eagles be able to pull this victory off. And a big clutch potential win for Takayuki Kishi tonight. That's a big game pitcher, as he would get his 5th win of the year if this holds. As the right-hander Norimoto gets his sign, but now Minami has stepped out. He gets himself back in, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander works himself to the set position. And here's the 2-2. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Minami. And one thing you certainly don't want is you don't want the tying run to come to the plate, which should be Mizuno. But one would have to think maybe we would see a pinch hitter for Mizuno, somebody with some pop in the stick. And yeah, there's Ariel Martinez on deck. Boy, I don't know if I want to see him come to the plate if you are an Eagles fan. So 3-2 it is here. And the payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Minami is going to be aboard. That is going to advance Gunji to second, and we've got ourselves a situation where it's going to be Ariel Martinez coming to the plate with an opportunity to try to tie the ball game. That'll be the end of the night to the shortstop. But absolutely, you're going to try to win this or tie this here. So Ariel Martinez coming to the dish. The big Cuban has lumber and will travel. And our friend Manny Mike has got his fingers crossed, multiple fingers at that. Too much for some people. Maybe they packed it in and left the stream, or maybe they thought this game was going to be over. But it's never over till it's over, as our friend Yogi used to say. Well, that brings Martinez to the plate, hitting .240 on the year, 13 homers and 55 runs driven in. As the big Cuban steps in, and Norimoto ready to deliver. Gunji, the runner, at second, Manami at first, and the first pitch is a splitter swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. What do they say in tennis when you have match point? Well, this would be like double match point when it gets to 2 strikes here on our friend Ariel Martinez. So he's got to be able to keep it going. Runner at second, as we said, Gunji. Runner at first, Manami. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch on the way, fastball just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez again gets himself back in the batter's box. Fighters looking to try to tie the ball game with 1 swing of the bat. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down. It's now 2-1. Go Matsumoto waits his turn on deck, and if you're the Fighters, you're hoping it's the 2022 version of Matsumoto. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Martinez. Norimoto looking to do it. And I have to say this, if this game was to go sideways for the Eagles now, this could be the defining moment in their season. Maybe the nail in their coffin. It would be an absolute heartbreaker. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Stopping at third is the runner, Gunji. Advancing to second, Manami. That's going to load the bases as Martinez has got a single here to load it up. He's also going to get time. They're going to get a runner for him. And it's going to bring Go Matsumoto to the plate. Martinez night is done, as they will go and get themselves a runner. So we got ourselves a really entertaining 9th inning. It is going to be Ryo Isobata who is coming in to run for Martinez. So Isobata is the runner. Isobata now becomes that runner at first. The Conference of Eagles has now been broken up on the mound. Manager Amaya is kind of looking on in disgust. Certainly I'd be looking on in disgust in this situation. You got the bases loaded, 2 gone. And Matsumoto striding the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but he is due. He is grounded to short. He's flown to right and flown to left. As he steps into the batter's box here, looking to try to claw the Fighters back in. Yua Tamiya is waiting his turn on deck. So it just doesn't get any easier here for Norimoto. And here comes the pitch as he checks the runners. Kicks and delivers. Fastball taken on the outside corner for called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yep, so don't run away yet. We've got high-end entertainment here, the bottom of the 9th inning. As the right-hander leans in, gets the sign. Norimoto nods in agreement with his catcher, Ishihara. He works to the set. And here comes the 0-1. He kicks and delivers. Fastball just misses outside, and the count now runs even to 1-1 on Matsumoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Crowd is cautiously watching this one as their beloved Eagles find themselves in a bit of a trouble here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 2-1 to Matsumoto. And Ishihara steps out in front of the plate and gives some words of encouragement to his closer, Norimoto. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Crowd is praying for those final strikes to come and the final out to close it off. Most difficult out to get is the 3rd out here. 25 pitches already delivered in the 9th inning here by Norimoto. It's not been the easy night they were hoping for as the right-hander works himself to the belt. Here comes the 2-1. As he kicks and delivers, fastball swung on and line foul down the first base line. It reaches the seats as Matsumoto cracks a little bit of a wry smile. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the right-handed hitting center fielder of the Fighters. So the runner at first is Isabata, runner at second Manami, runner at third Gunji. 2 gone in the 9th, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matsumoto. Norimoto picks up his sign again from his catcher Ishihara, and he works himself to the set. And here comes the 2-2. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled away the other way. Oh, the runner at third, Gunji, had to skip out of the way as that thing was coming in a hurry. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Norimoto ready to go back to work. Bases full of Fighters. 2 gone here in the 9th. As Norimoto trying to close this one out. The manager, Imai, looks on, as this is not a pleasant position to be in if you're a Golden Eagle fan. Norimoto waiting here on the batter, Matsumoto, to get himself into the box. So here comes the 2-2. As Norimoto works himself to the set position, he takes a breath. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, past the glove of the diving shortstop, Muribayashi. 1 run is in, and that is going to cash 2 runs, and they've cut the lead to 6-5 as the Fighters, an RBI single, a 2-run single by Matsumoto, has now got the Fighters back to within 1. And we still have 2 out here in the 9th inning. Gunji scores the 4th run. The 5th run comes across Manami. Stopping at second base is the pinch runner Isabata, and that is going to bring Yua Tamiya to the plate. Unbelievable here. So some clutch hitting here by the Fighters, have them back in this thing as they trail by a run. Our friend Manny Mike, who was in here early on, he pumped a fist a couple of times. So that is going to bring Tamiya to the plate, or it's scheduled to bring Tamiya to the plate. We'll do a double check here to see if he is going to get the chance to hit. It is still going to be Yua Tamiya. He is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips, and he's also walked. He is dangerous. And Norimoto delivers the first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So if you're just joining us here in the 9th inning, what a seesaw game this has become after the 7th. Our friend Samya Chada says Buffaloes and Hawks are about to finish, or Hawks are going to finish. Will you cover that? Probably not tonight, but we may take a peek in on it. The end, here comes the pitch. There's a fastball misses outside, and they thought about going backdoor on the runner at second base, but scampering back in time is Isobata. It's going to run the count even to 1 ball and 1 strike. We got to get this one finished first before we start thinking about other stuff. We will give a full roundup of this one once this game is done, as well as the scores from around the rest of the NPB. But 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Tamiya. The runner at second, Isabata. Runner at first, Matsumoto. And there's a fastball swung on and is lifted foul down the right field line. And the count now goes to 1-2. So once again for the third time here in this inning. The fighters are down to their final strike. Norimoto gets another baseball. He goes to the rosin bag. He loads himself up. All you got to do is get 3 outs and the game is over, and that's become a difficult chore here for the Eagles in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Tamiya. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's going to be a ball. Nice discipline there by the Fighters catcher to let that one go by, as we are at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Manny Mike says he's still pumping and he ain't leaving yet. And maybe our friend High as a Kite needs to come back in because he had the Fighters. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. The right-hander Norimoto nods in agreement with the catcher Ishihara. He liked the pitch that he wants. So here comes the 2-2 as he delivers. Fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the third base line. And so Tamiya is going line to line with the foul balls, giving quite the battle here to Norimoto. So still runners at first and second, 2 gone here in the 9th. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tamiya. Norimoto again gets the sign from his catcher. He works himself to the set. And here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. Now it's 3-2, and now the runners are going to be in motion here. So that's even the worst part. A base hit here with the runner Isabata at second base. He's going to look to score all the way from second. One thing we haven't seen is where the outfield is positioned yet. And right now, the Fighters are just having fun. They're all smiles in their dugout, relaxed and easy. They're cheering on. And the Eagles in their dugout, it is stone silence. And you could just feel the tension in the Eagle dugout. And here comes the 3-2 pitch as Norimoto works himself to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. Another fastball swung on and another one lifted foul. Boy, oh boy, Norimoto's going to think he might want to go back to being a starter. 35 pitches here in the 9th inning. And I would have to say this, more than likely, if he's at this number for tonight, you can pretty much rule him out for tomorrow night. If they have to close that game out tomorrow against the Marines, they're probably going to have to, if they're in this type of situation, they'll probably have to turn it over to somebody else. As Norimoto will probably have to get himself a full day's rest. He's not going to be as effective. And there's a fastball that's in the dirt. It is swung on and missed. It gets away from Ishihara. He picks it up. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. And that will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the 9th inning. Oh, boy. They made a game of it. They had 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Your final score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 5. Stick around, everybody. We'll come back in a few and we'll wrap this one up for you. We'll give you the scores from around the league, and then we will put this one to rest as it will be done for tonight, and we'll maybe take a peek in on a couple of the other games and see what's going on, if there's anything else that we can take a quick look at. All right, everybody, we'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back, everybody. Just a quick roundup of this one, and then we'll give you the scores from the out-of-town scoreboard. And then, as I said, we may take a quick peek to see what is going on elsewhere, as there are all kinds of things going on around the NPB now. This game here ends in a 6-5 final. The game got going in the top of the first inning with 2 out. Franmil Reyes deposited his 20th homer of the year to open up the scoring for the Fighters, gave them a 1-0 lead. Eagles responded in their half of the first inning when Yuya Yoga jumped on the first pitch he saw from the starter Kanamura, and he tied the game up 1-1 with a solo shot of his own. That was his 7th. And wouldn't you know it, the Fighters come back with a solo shot off the bat of Chusei Minami. That was his number 18th of the year in the second inning, and they retook the lead 2-1. Well, that's where it stood until the 4th inning, and then Yuya Gunji led off with a single. He was bunted over to second, and up stepped Minami and drilled a RBI double to bring home Gunji, and that made the scoreline 3-1 for the Fighters, and they looked like they were cruising. Well, in the bottom of the fourth inning, Ryosuke Tatsumi stepped up and hit his 7th homer of the year, a solo shot to begin that inning, and that cut the scoreline to 3-2. Well, that's where it stood until the bottom of the 7th, and then the Eagles had a 4-run uprising, a leadoff single by Asamura, and then a single by Yasuda, and then Yukiya Ito was hit by a pitch to load the bases. They made a pitching change as they went to the bullpen, and up stepped Yoshiaki Watanabe, and he hit a double to drive home a pair of runs, and that made the scoreline 4-3 for the Eagles. Well, up stepped Itsuki Moribayashi, and the shortstop drilled a double of his own, and that brought home another pair of runs to make the scoreline 6-3. Well, they turned it over into the 9th inning, and the Fighters, down by 3, sure made it interesting. The Eagles went to their closer, Norimoto, and it was a leadoff single by Franmil Reyes. He was erased on a fielder's choice by Gunji, who reached, and then after a flyout by Kazishi, a walk to Chusei Minami, a pinch hit single by Ariel Martinez loaded the bases, and up stepped Go Matsumoto, and he drilled a single to bring home 2 runs to cut the lead to 6-5. That left it all up to Yua Tamiya, and unfortunately for Fighter fans, he struck out to end the 9th inning, and your final score was 6-5. Just on the stat line, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Eagles. And what we had for the Fighters, they had 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. And that is where they left it there. Well, as we take a quick peek around the NPB, it sets up a really sexy matchup here between the Marines and the Lions. Lions beat the Marines tonight 1-0 at the Balluna Dome. That closed the lead to 2 games as the Marines have a 2-game lead over top of the Golden Eagles. 1-0, the Lions won that one. In the 7th inning at the Kyocera Dome, it is a 1-0 lead for the Hawks over the Buffaloes. As we look over into the Central League, the Giants have a 5-1 lead over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the 7th. The Swallows and the Tigers are locked at 0s. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. And in the bottom of the 6th inning at the Mazda Zoom Stadium, it is still 6-1 for the Bay Stars over the Carp. Oh, the Carp. They are fading fast in the Central. They need to be able to hang on here with a couple of wins, but we're probably going to look in and cover them a bit this week. Once again, everybody, I really appreciate you guys for jumping in and listening to our call here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hopefully, we'll see you guys again during the week. We'll be on every single night. Hopefully, you guys can pop in and listen with us. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you again on the flip side.